Ah, we have liftoff. Excellent. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. This is day 7 of the Rise Up Challenge. Let's just wait for a few people to come on. As you come on, say hi. I'm just going to go over to Facebook and see if I'm actually on yet. Today, let's just wait for people to come on. I'm just seeing if I can actually see comments this time. See comments. Hi, there's a few people coming on. So yeah, hopefully, as you come on, say hello. I think I'm gonna have to try and work out how you guys, because I like interacting with you guys on Facebook. I miss you guys. I miss all your comments on this new streaming app. It's called the Melon app. I'm not seeing your comments. What I wanted to talk to you guys about today, this is day 7 of the Rise Up Challenge, is people pleasing. I don't know if anybody can relate to that, you know. I wanted to talk about that and setting our boundaries. Hi Instagram, as you're coming on, say hello. So just wait for just a few minutes for people to come on. And we'll chat about that, setting our boundaries, and it's okay not to be a people pleaser. So just wait just a few secs for people to come on. Right, okay, so let's get going. So today I wanted to talk to you guys and have a chat about setting boundaries and being a people pleaser. I'm a people pleaser, or I have been. I was a people pleaser in the past, and you know, I never wanted to disagree. I always, you know, wanting other people to be happy, to be pleased, to be happy with me. And you find yourself, I mean, there's one thing doing a favour for people and helping people, and I still do that, and I love that, yeah. But it's nothing where you're doing it because it's stemming from something else. So this is where we need to see the difference and understand the difference between people pleasing because there's an underlying reason why you want other people to, and you're seeking outside validation for people to like you, to validate you, to give, you know, and often the underlying thing with that is self-worth and how you see yourself, undervaluing yourself, putting other people way first before your own needs and your own happiness and your own, well, everything, just putting everybody first. And that is starting from at home, with your friends, in your relationships, at work. And sometimes actually being a people pleaser can backfire because you spend so much energy trying to please other people that you become depleted, and actually sometimes you end up getting upset, right? But you can't actually blame the people around you or the situations around you that actually you have created those situations, right? So if you're busy pleasing everybody and always agreeing with everybody, and you know you don't want to burden other people with things, and you can't say no, and you know, and you're avoiding conflicts, you, by doing that, create situations that you could have avoided that actually then do create conflict, because the conflict within yourself a lot of the time, so whilst the person that you have been pleasing and appeasing is fine, you can then have resentment inside, thinking, oh well, you know, I've done all of this, and or they've now treated me this way, and you know, not treating you the way that you feel that you should be treated and not valuing you. And a lot of the things of seeking to be a people pleaser is because you are looking for outside validation, you are looking for that outside validation with people saying you're worthy, you're a good person. So this is something that I had to learn over the years, to not be a people pleaser. I was always trying to keep everybody else happy, and that takes up a lot of your energy to do that. And that can also often leave you feeling disappointed. And then it's a surprise for them that you're upset and disappointed because they're really happy because so it's a vicious circle. So, what you need to do is learn how to set boundaries, okay? And it's okay to have boundaries. It's important to have boundaries because otherwise, if you're in this kind of people pleaser, you're kind of in this kind of energy that you're not going to be playing to your strengths. You're kind of in the kind of putting yourself in the lower position, if that makes sense. It's not that you want to be higher than anybody else, but you've got to have your self-worth. You've got to value yourself. You've got to value your time. You've got to value your energy. You've got to value your space, right? And this is why it's important to set your boundaries. The reason why it was on my heart to speak about this today, because I was actually tested today. When you're working with people, I have various different hats, which you probably have noticed from my basically my social media. I work in real estate. I'm a life coach. I also work with another company where we create passive streams of income, which is absolutely amazing. So I'm dealing with different people every day. So today I was real estating. I had my real estate hat on, and I had loads of qualifications myself today in my energy, managing my energy, not letting the anxious and angry energy of my client affect me and everything else that I was doing in my day. So that it could have been that I then, got kind of bogged down and clogged down with their energy, right? Now, they're buying a house here, but it's not the fact that they're buying a house here, it's just this kind of angry energy, right? This is the complete opposite of me. So you guys who kind of follow me on here, you see me, I'm all about, the love, right? And so I almost got sucked in. So I have a choice, right? So this is where managing your energy is so important. Energy management and setting your boundaries. So I could have got sucked in, but I didn't respond. And I went out and I was like, I'm not responding. I sent a message, obviously, said, will do. And I went out to just change my energy, change my vibration. So I started off here when I woke up in the morning, and I was doing so many different, working on my different projects, and it was, really excited and working and concentrating and focused, and then boom, you've got somebody kind of that brings you completely down, right? So I could have stayed down. I could have basically met that person where they were in their energy. But you can choose. This is all about mindset as well. It all kind of links together. Because I have to be honest. It was. I had friction inside of me. I felt friction. I was like, I should have said something worse than that. But I was like, oh, for goodness sake, it was really like going to the dentist and having your teeth pulled out without anesthetic. Anyway, delete, right? I went out, I went for my walk, put on some music that I love, and just got my energy. Music is a great thing to listen to when you want to just change it up, right? So if for whatever reason, you feel in a funk, right? And so, you've got, this is why I'm talking about people pleasing, right? And that sometimes you don't want to be people pleasing, because if you're always apologising, I've got a list of different things that kind of are people pleasers. If you feel uncomfortable, if someone's angry with you, if you kind of trying to act like other people around you, if you don't admit when you're feeling hurt. Okay, so this is another thing with people pleasers. They don't actually say and express themselves and say, no, hey, hang on a minute, that's not on. You're crossing the line. So people, you give them an inch and they take a mile, and it can escalate and it can get worse, and you feel really bad. So the way I dealt with it today was I went out for a walk, I listened to my music, and I just took the focus off the difficulty, right, and just imagined the kind of the beauty. I flipped it basically. I flipped it in my mind. What I actually did was imagine in my mind that my client and myself had wonderful lines of communication, that they followed my instructions clear, and that my instructions were clear, and that they followed my instructions, that they were willing to follow my instructions, that there were no hiccups, there were no hurdles, there were no obstacles. And this is literally what I was imagining in my head. I was imagining, my perfect scenario of a perfect client. That I love working with my clients. My client loves working with me, and we're just in this kind of energy of growth and joy and abundance, right? So this is what I was doing when I was walking, and I was out walking and listening to uplifting music. And I was really getting into it, going, you can imagine you kind of dancing with your client, and it feels good. So basically, I was getting into that. I was feeling getting into that feel good energy. Okay. So when I came back and I flipped my energy, okay, because also I was thinking, well, why have I attracted today this? And I was actually doing energy work this morning, funnily enough. I was actually doing energy work and looking at how different things that we have going on inside us can basically affect what happens outside of us, right? So I was like, so why did I attract that today? What have I been putting out some kind of energy that has attracted this to me? So I asked myself the question too: is this something that I can do or change with what I'm doing, right? So I came back home and I felt re-energized, I felt realigned, and I was able to have a conversation with my client, and I was able to allay her kind of worries, okay, and we're back on track. But I did say that I cannot accept being treated in a certain way that I find disrespectful. And this is where it was so important, because I said to her, I would love to continue working with you, but we need to be able to communicate. And if I feel that whatever's happening in your life, you're going to be putting it onto me, and everything is just coming from a place of anger, and just trying to make everything difficult, then I can't work with you. As much as I would love to, because I don't want to spend my days feeling like crap, or feeling like I have to walk on eggshells, or it's not worth it, right? So in the past, I would not have said that. I would have carried on with the client, and I would have suffered in silence, right? For whatever it is, whether it's client, whether it's friends, family, a relationship, especially a lot of relationships have one side that is a people pleaser and doesn't speak up, right? And you mustn't be afraid to speak up. So, with obviously with respect, to say, no, these are my boundaries. If that doesn't work for you, that's fine, and we can go our separate ways. But you know, if we are going to work together, then it has to be often like this, right? And completely changed everything, just like that, just like that. And so yeah, so I just wanted to come on today, hop on today, and say, you know, if you are a people pleaser, if you've been a people pleaser in the past, um, there's ways that we can work together, that I can show you how to break free of that and be able to set your boundaries. Because, you know, you want to be spending your days in joy in whatever you do, and whoever you're with, you want it to be coming from a place of joy, not from a place of, you know, negativity, okay, of hardships or whatever going on, you know, that sort of thing, right? So you can choose. You choose how you will allow people to treat you. And the thing is, when you are a people pleaser, often one of the things is that you don't have clear boundaries. Okay, and it doesn't mean that you're being high maintenance or anything like this. You're looking after yourself, and it's really important that you look after yourself. You know, you should be your number one. Your number one priority is you, looking after you. Okay, so if you want to work through any of that with me, I am here. As you know, I'm an abundant life coach. I can help you with that. If you want to work on any energy stuff as well, this is from the new business that I've started. I'm like a serial business, new business sort of start. I love business, entrepreneurial things. So I've been doing a lot of energy work, which is attached to these multiple streams of income, this kind of passive income, stuff that I'm doing, you know, creating wealth basically, and how through energy work you can do that. It's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely incredible. But you know, you attract what you want to you. You know, it's none of the hustle. You don't have to sort of go out, you know, knocking down doors or anything like that. But yeah, so contact me, put an emoji or a comment or something like that in the comment, send me a DM or click on the link where you can schedule, you know, a call with me. We can go through what exactly you need and what you're looking for. If you want to do VIP one-on-one with me, we can work together for 12 weeks and get you from wherever you want to be to where you want to be. We can do that. And I have my healing course, my Thriving Healing course, which is going to be starting at the beginning of May. So if you're interested in that, that's amazing. It's transformational as well, that course. So lots of things happening. So have a lovely rest of your day, wherever you are in the world where you're watching. And ciao, Antonio. I can see you in the comments there. Yeah, so we'll see you tomorrow. So this is day 7 of the Rise Up Challenge. Can't believe that it's a week. A week has gone by already. It's absolutely amazing. It's blown by. And well, we'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Ciao.